motion. After explanation of Newton's first law of motion and various examples and numerical problems related to Newton's second law of motion, now I am going to explain Newton's third law of motion. As I have explained in my beginning class that Newton gave 3 laws of motion. That means to describe the motion of an object, Newton gave 3 laws. So this is third law. Before writing third law of motion, I am giving example. Suppose that 2 objects A and B. A and B are 2 objects. Both objects are moving in the same direction. The speed of A is less than the speed of B. The speed of A is less than the speed of B. In such condition, there is no chance to collide each other. So in this question, it is found that the speed of A is greater than the speed of B. This means A has greater speed in comparison to B. After some time, both the objects collide each other. This means object A applies a force F1 on object B. B also exerts a force F2, but in opposite direction, which I have mentioned here. Let 2 objects A and B, in which object A exerts a force F1 on object B, and object B also exerts a force F2 on object A. Now there are 2 separate names. What is the name of the force applied by first object on the second object? Our main purpose is what is action and reaction. Force exerted by first object, that means A, on the second object, that is B, is called action. So if 2 objects are interaction, both objects interact each other, the force exerted by first object on the second object is called action. Similarly, the force exerted by second object on the first object, that is called reaction. Our main purpose is what is the statement of Newton's third law of motion. Without knowing action and reaction, no one can explain or write the Newton's third law of motion. Force F1 is in opposite direction of force F2. You are seeing object A exert a force in forward direction and object B exert a force in backward direction. Both forces are opposite to each other. Now we can write easily what is the statement of Newton's third law of motion. There is equal and opposite reaction to every action. This is Newton's third law of motion. This means action and reaction takes place simultaneously. This is Newton's third law of motion. Here, force exerted by first object, that is called action. Force exerted by second object on the first object, that is called reaction, that is F2. F1 equal to minus F2. Minus indicates that the force F2 is opposite to the force F1. This is Newton's third law of motion. In our daily life, we observe various situations. Suppose that you have to strike with your palm on the wall. When you strike the wall with your palm, what happens? The force exerted by your palm on the wall, that is action. You also feel some problem. From here you get problem. Problem felt by our palm after striking the ball means wall also exert a force on our palm. That's why we feel hurt, we feel problem, we feel pain in our palm. This means our palm strike the wall This is action, and the wall also strike our palm. This is reaction. Both are equal and opposite. The value of the forces are equal but direction opposite. This is Newton's third law of motion. In my next class, I will explain few examples from our daily life of Newton's third law of motion. Thanks, that's all.